Hello and welcome to NFL Daily, where Mystic May is going to give you his picks for Week 5 of the NFL season. Let's get right into it. On Thursday night, we have the Colts at the Patriots. Indy is simply too banged up to win in New England on a short week. Of the absences, T.Y. Hilton, who was ruled out Wednesday, will really limit the Colts on offense. With this added onto the Patriots' dominant performance last weekend against Miami, I expect New England to win this game fairly easy as Brady seeks out revenge for Deflategate. The next matchup we have is the Titans at the Bills. The Titans can get after the quarterback and the Bills can't protect the quarterback. On paper, Tennessee should win this matchup easily, but if Marcus Mariota and the passing game regresses from last week's impressive performance, then Buffalo has a chance. With this in mind, I'm expecting Tennessee to edge out a win in a close game. Next stop is Pittsburgh, where the Steelers will be playing host to the Falcons. The Falcons own a 1-3 record, but they can move the ball, ranked 7th on offense. The Steelers, ranked 30th in total yards allowed, cannot stop anybody from moving the ball. Without the ability to stop Julio Jones or Calvin Ridley, and with the absence of Le'Veon Bell, I am taking the Falcons in this matchup. The Broncos at the Jets. The Broncos have been a decidedly different team away from home, losing in 10 of their last 11 road games. In theory, they are superior to the Jets at almost every key position, but New York is bound to recover at some point, and I expect rookie QB Sam Darnold to do just enough to edge out the Broncos at home. The Packers at the Lions. My prediction is a narrow Packers win, but every time you think Detroit is going to lose, they end up somehow pulling out a win. But if the Lions are to prevail over their division rivals in this game, they must run the football successfully. If they aren't able to do that, and with Aaron Rodgers looking like he will have a big game, I am going to take the Packers in this matchup. Another division rivalry game is up next, and we have the Ravens at the Browns. While Baltimore is a quality team with a legit chance to win the AFC North, the Ravens could definitely falter in Cleveland after topping the Steelers last weekend during primetime. Baker Mayfield will rebound from the Browns' tough overtime loss in Oakland last week and lead the Browns to a narrow 21-17 victory. Next up, we have the Giants at the Panthers. The Giants haven't looked great thus far, with struggles on the offensive side of the ball. If the Giants are to take this game on the road, they must feed Saquon Barkley the ball on running plays. Run the football and slow down the Panthers' pass rush that has gotten to the quarterback quite successfully in 2 home games thus far with 8 sacks. I feel that at home, Carolina will be too much for Eli and company, and the Panthers will win by a touchdown. Back to the AFC we go for our next matchup with the Dolphins at the Bengals. Is this the week where the Dolphins prove they aren't the same old Miami Dolphins that are actually worthy of consideration as a playoff team? No, it's not. The Bengals own a much more talented roster and are at home. Expect the Dolphins to struggle like they just did last weekend. The next matchup is the Raiders at the Chargers. Oakland won't be able to take its second AFC match in a row if they can't put pressure on quarterback Phillip Rivers at all. The Raiders have secured a total of 5 sacks in 4 games. That is simply not good enough, and with time to throw, expect Phillip Rivers to do just enough to win this divisional matchup. The Cardinals at the 49ers. To be honest, if you aren't a fan of either of these teams, you won't be watching this game. But because I'm legally obligated to make my picks on every NFL game, I will take the 49ers, winning by a field goal in this matchup. Matchup of the week candidate here, I've with the Vikings at the Eagles, a matchup of last year's NFC title game, except with both teams struggling thus far. After playing very well in last weekend's loss to the Rams, I predict Kirk Cousins will light up the struggling Eagles secondary and avenge the Vikings' loss in the playoffs last year. Speaking of the Rams, our next matchup is the Rams at the Seahawks. The Legion of Boom is all but dead, and with Earl Thomas injured again, the Seahawks will have no way to slow down the Rams' dynamic offense. I expect this game to be a very one-sided affair in favor of Jared Goff and company. Rams win 35-10. Next on the list is the Battle of Texas with the Cowboys at the Texans. The Cowboys' offense finally got out of its own way last week while the Texans finally put up a W. Let's talk about Dallas first, where the formula is simple at this point. Run Ezekiel Elliott 25 plus times and involve him in the passing game as much as possible. As for Houston, Bill O'Brien must plan to use Deshaun Watson outside of the pocket in order to counter that Dallas pass rush, which has been making noise early this year. I expect Zeke to be too much for the Texans to handle and the Cowboys to win a game very close, 24-20. And to close off the week, on Monday Night Football, we have the Washington Redskins at the New Orleans Saints. Future Hall of Famer Drew Brees shows no signs of slowing down, boasting the highest completion percentage in the league with 75.8 to go with 8 touchdowns along with 0 interceptions. The Redskins must force takeaways to leave town with a win, but the Saints have made no such mistakes in their last 2 contests, and with that being said, the Saints will take this one at home fairly easily. And those are Mystic May's predictions for Week 5 of the NFL season. Let us know your picks for this week's games in the comments below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more NFL content that will be on the way shortly. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.